Hi everyone, it's Ayesha here from God FM, and I want to show you a video of what I go through every day. Okay, so I'm currently trying to stop people from getting in my phone. Okay, and I've had this problem for 3 years now. Is it 3 years? All of 2023, all of 2024, and all of 2025, pretty much 3 years. Yeah. Okay. And it appears that people can get into any email account and any iCloud account. And that's how it started. And they would break into my home to get access to the router. They made modifications to appliances, water, and also gas, any gas supply, water supply, adjusted water, put graphene in the water, and also basically set up a intermediary device between my router and the outside world, so that everything I do, I can't have any privacy. I do have lots of evidence of what's going on. I'm not an IT specialist, but I am quite good with this stuff now because it's been going on 3 years, and I've had this happen before in 2015. But basically, between, what they've set up with aerials and with the new system, of voice over internet protocol, getting rid of the exchange, I can't have a telephone number. If I have a telephone number, then they take it over. So this means that I can't have a bank account, and it means that I can't have an email address. It also means I can't have an iCloud account, because somebody else takes over my number. How do they take over my number? Well, they spoof it. They do spoofing Wi-Fi, and then they do spoofing networks. So my phone is auto-connecting up to fake telephone masts and fake Wi-Fis. And because once somebody has got into that level of sort of interception, it means that you can't regain control of your identity, because it's fraud, you see. And I've reported this to Action Fraud and the police, and when I do try and get help, I'm made out to be crazy. But I've got so much evidence, that I'm not imagining these things are happening to me. And it's a real invasion of privacy, and it's a real crime. A very serious crime, a highly organized crime by a gang of criminals who have decided to target certain people and do this to them, because it's so unbelievable that people would put up fake telephone masts and aerials to intercept people's phones, to access their data. And what it means is it's also connected with Bluetooth, so I'm finding. And then they seem to be able to spoof my phone and modify the apps and modify photos and encrypt all sorts of encryptions into photographs at the back, so that it's got tracking. They modify the apps like CapCut and TikTok. All right. So if this is happening to you, this is how they do it. They get into one of those apps, or a media type of converting app. As you might have seen my videos with the ladies with their vaginas open and their fingers up the vagina, where they're putting their finger in the vagina and then in their lips, in their mouth, licking their fingers and then sticking it back in the vagina. I've got the photographs, and I will put them on this video so that you can get a full picture of the porn that is being put onto our phones through adverts, through the elite people who run media, who run Apple, people who are in charge of all of this. They're aware of what is happening, and they dismiss anybody who reports it. I've got Rough Love as well, who did a broadcast with me, which I'll be releasing shortly, about the things they do, and the levels they go to. He's also given a full report on the structure and the mechanics and the actual practical ways that they do everything. So a full dossier on all the aspects of the hacking. I'm also familiar with the practical side of the effects of what they do in my home, and they take over smart meters, anything with a modem as well. So it also appears that things can be taken control of, whether they're plugged in or not, if they've got Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, or they're quite new, recent device. TVs, washing machines, fridges, boilers. I've actually found Bluetooth devices in my boiler and also in my washing machine. And someone seems to have connected some type of piping to my toilet, where it's being pumped with graphene and nano to grow up my bum and my private areas. Apparently, there's no chlorine in the water now. I've talked about this in depth. Nobody wants to talk about it, but this is happening. They are spraying us like bugs. They are putting stuff in the water, and they're putting things in the food that is changing who we are. I've seen it change people. It's also connected with the jabs and with the Bluetooth that's in the jabs. And then it all links up with the network and the grid that they've created through lights and cameras and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth outside. So I want to talk about the way I see this. Okay. The way I look at it is my life has come to a grinding halt. I cannot operate when I've got people intercepting my phone calls and intercepting my internet. All calls for help have fallen on deaf ears, no matter how much proof I've got. So this is highly organized crime, and it's at a world level. It seems to be right up to the leader level. So, when you hear about celebrities and they have all of their things hacked, they get some assistance because, they're celebrities, but I'm not a celebrity. So what I have from the police is, why would someone do this to you? Why would someone do that to you? Why? How? Well, it's a bit like a rape victim, a victim of rape, being asked why she was raped. You really are being disrespectful and you're humiliating the victim. And I'm a victim of crime at a very large scale because I can't earn a living and I can't operate in society. And it means I also can't have any type of identity, digital ID, because I cannot risk having a device. Any email, as I say, every email has to have a telephone number, and every account on iCloud or whatever has to have a telephone number. And, every time I get asked, what number would you like to link this account to? And I'm like, I don't want to link it to a telephone number because I know then they can get in. So I'm just on my last legs, not able to operate. I'm talking about the practical things. And from my understanding, actually, there's nothing I can do. I just accepted that I can't function. Any computer also, if I plug that into my router, they can get in through the BIOS, because they've set all of that up through Wi-Fi as well. And I'm not really connecting up to my router because they can switch off the Wi-Fi on my router remotely, and also disconnect the internet. Quite often I will switch off my phone's connection to the Wi-Fi, and I'll find that the Wi-Fi is not even showing up, and then I'll go and check it on the router and it's not on. Or that I'm connected to the Wi-Fi but there's no internet because they've switched off the internet. So I mean, I'm not a criminal mind, so I don't really understand the motivation behind it. But I can tell you that I'm a victim, and I'm not making it up. I've got all of this evidence. No one would take me seriously. As soon as I call the police, they want to cart me off to a mental hospital. If I make reports to the Action Fraud, they've told me they won't deal with me. The police the same. They want to send an ambulance. In fact, they want me to go to the station. But where I'm really frightened to go there, because I don't want to be detained under the Mental Health Act and put in a mental hospital for the rest of my life. Thank you, because I'm being hacked and stalked and terrorized, and a real invasion of privacy. So I'm putting it out there so you can see the victims and the crimes, because I've got many interviews I've held and many live shows about other victims of the same crime. And I want to obviously raise awareness of this, that this happens, and the people who are victims are not imagining it. People are changing. People are, often controlled, I believe. Possession is obviously part of this. It's a demonic attack. But there's witchcraft as well. And then there's the hacking. And it means then you can't call anyone to help you because somebody else has taken over every number that you have, and every email is intercepted in and out, as well as phone calls and text messages. And what happens, I found, is people just are generally very unfriendly and very unhelpful and couldn't really give a damn, and they think it's all quite funny. But it isn't funny. And it's got to the point where I'm going to be packing and leaving anytime now. I'm ready to leave because I can't really see a future for me here in England. It's a bit like Africa, where you've got people breaking in. You have to have barbed wire on your fence, glass on the walls to stop people breaking into your home, big metal bars on the windows to keep people out. In England now, we've got the rivers filling with rubbish. We've got people on the boats. All of this is actually connected with the visitors who are from abroad. Someone actually made a comment about I put a jokey video up about an Indian guy getting a truck and for nothing, and then smashing it into other vehicles, saying that it was very racist. Well, it's not racist, because it's unfair what's happening in England. We have got a lot of Indians, yes we have. We've also got a lot of black people here. We've got green people, blue people, white people, black people, orange people, yellow people. So many different colours of people. But what I found is the people who are originally from England are being very badly treated. And they haven't got a country anymore. They haven't got a home, and they haven't got a heritage, and they've got nothing to be proud of, and they've got no security, no stability, and no safety. And they're under attack by invasion from other countries, where people from other countries are given much more than the people in England, who are entitled to the assistance that they've worked so hard for and paid taxes for, but they're not given the support and help. Ex-army officers, military people often end up homeless, and are, kicked to the side after they've dedicated most of their lives to protecting this country. And this is very bad. It's a very, very sad thing to see. And then we've got people from all sorts of different places. Let's name the countries, shall we? Okay. Ukraine, Iran, India, Pakistan, Turkey. A lot of those countries. Oh yes, mustn't forget about Nigeria and all of the African countries. A lot of these people are coming over, and they're living in England. Some are getting help, and some are not. Some are just working here. But there seems to be a balance problem, because the English in England, I would say it feels like 90% of the population in England are foreigners, and the rest are real English people. I mean, I was born in South Africa, okay, and my parents were British, and that's why I could come to England. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to come to England. And because England was protective over its civilians, the people, and they had a heritage, they had their religious beliefs, and they were protective over these things. They were considered a very righteous, upright, upstanding, good country. In fact, England was the world leader, I believe, in terms of wonders. So many things that gave it something special. But England has lost its identity, and it has lost anything to be proud of, and it has gone to the scrap heap. Because the NHS as well is another problem. The media is a problem. BBC, Ofcom, Ofsted, the schools, everything. The government's HMRC, the courts, the police. Nothing seems to be fair or righteous or in the interests of the people. Everything's about taking away your freedoms, your rights, and punishing you for telling the truth and speaking up when you're not happy about what's happening in the world. This isn't just England, though. It's happening all over the world. And I want to share my experience. I'm not crazy. I'm under a really horrible type of attack which is being committed against me. I don't have an army or a military base. I don't have the resources, the infrastructure to fight the level of attack that is coming against me. And I don't know what to do because no one cares. And I found that people are just too busy watching Netflix, watching movies or going and celebrating Satan clauses, celebrations, getting presents of a physical form instead of the presence of the Lord. And yeah, it's a mess. It's a real mess. I just wanted to express my disappointment in England as a country. And I, for one, would really like to feel happy again and free and not have criminals and drug type people breaking into my home, because only the druggy type people will do this kind of thing, you see. Because it's not really your standard people who want to do it. Obviously there's care staff who like to do this, because I've already discussed what happens with people when they go to hospital. Organs are being taken from living people, aren't they? And we're not really sure what we're eating. There's not really many animals in the food, in the field. And the plants and the things are being modified. And we're being sprayed like bugs. And you can't drink the water. Literally, you can't bath in it without sterilizing it now as well. And you certainly can't use a toilet unless you want this stuff inside you. So it's got to the point where it's actually, there really needs to be something done about it. It's a real mess. It is. All right. It's Ayesha from God FM, and if you want to find me, you can find me on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, Chrome, YouTube, Apple, X, TikTok, Telegram, God FM News, God FM New, God FM Radio, and you can WhatsApp me +44 77735 77788. Also, I just want to remind you that when this happens, I lose all my contacts, I lose, all my conversations on WhatsApp. These people change the password and I can't get in. They create it so that as if I'm a child on my own phone. So I got a new phone and I couldn't set it up. because it's been set up as a child's device from new. And I only spotted that today. I've taken screenshots of this because I've been registered as a child of some parents, which would be the gang stalking community, the employed people and the unemployed, surrounding my home to terrorize and destroy my life. And I'm quite happy. I mean, I've accepted that this is going to happen, and it's happened. I'm just here to pick up the last few pieces and make my departures. That's what I'm going to do, because I can't run any type of business in England if I've got druggy type real criminals breaking into my home every 2 seconds. People are modifying my food, putting things in my food to get graphene inside me. Oh, it's just so evil. Unbelievable it is. But anyway, it's Ayesha from God FM. Take care.